This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It is what we do. Good morning, Nonstop News starts right now. A little reminder here, we are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette, and she'll give us another look at weather again in just a few moments.
Going to start off with Joy, though. Gorgeous shot of the Tower of Americas in downtown San Antonio from that Alamo Dome view. What do the roads look like, Joy?
Yeah, live picture here. Another building lit up red for National Blood Donor Month, right? So unfortunately, we do have a few delays out there, and the one person who has been driving through them on our behalf is photojournalist David Mendoza. He joins us live in Roadcam, and he's been sitting in the backup on I-35 southbound over on the northeast side. This is between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. And David, you know, you got into this a little while ago. I was hoping you'd be out by now, but not the case. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joy. Yeah, I'm sure you can tell by my shot things are not looking fun over here on 35 South. So I'm at 35 South and O'Connor. They're closing lanes, so we're having to get squeezed down to one lane. I've been sitting in this delay so far for about 20 minutes. I also briefly this morning flew in the helicopter and looked down, and I said, oh, it's not too bad. It's always a different story when you're 1,000 feet up. Down here, very congested, lots of big trucks, limited movement, construction vehicles going past me. So headed south on 35 is not the greatest this morning. I'll keep you updated and let you know how much longer I'm going to sit in this. Back to you.
All right, David. Thanks. We will check in again soon. Hopefully we'll see some progress for David. The one other spot where you're going to see some construction closures will be downtown, also I-35, but the northbound lanes upper level between I-10 and Brooklyn Avenue. That's the latest for now with your on-time traffic.
Thank you. 6:42 right now. Just a few hours from now, a San Antonio man accused in the shooting deaths of two people at a casino is set to be in court.
News 4 San Antonio's Christina De Leon joins us live with more on the hearing and what's expected to happen today. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. You know, Carrion Jones will be arraigned today, which basically means he will stand before a judge. That judge will read his formal charges. He will make a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then his next court hearing date will be set. Now, you may remember the 34-year-old Jones is charged with murder and aggravated assault. It's all in connection with the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino shooting. It was back on September 28th of last year. Jones is accused of opening fire inside that casino in Eagle Pass. Witnesses say Jones was in the casino and began firing during a raffle event that drew a large crowd. After firing, apparently surveillance cameras show him running out of that casino, and ultimately he was tracked down by law enforcement in Stockdale the next day. He's accused of killing retired U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent Marcus Antley and Alicia Danielle Sanchez. 5 others were injured. Jones is being held in Maverick County, and his bonds have been set at $5.1 million. Now, his arraignment is expected to begin in just a few hours at 10 a.m. And of course, we're going to be following all those details and let you know more of them when he sees that judge on air and online at news4sanantonio.com. Reporting live, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
Christina, thank you. A man is behind bars for allegedly strangling his date and then sexually assaulting her. Jason Galloway is behind bars this morning on charges of aggravated assault. 40-year-old Jason Galloway was arrested at his home Tuesday night. San Antonio police say that the alleged assault happened right before Christmas. Investigators say that Galloway allegedly strangled the victim and then sexually and physically assaulted her inside his vehicle. Investigators say once she came to, she ran away. Galloway is also under investigation for other similar sexual assault cases. Police believe there are more victims and encourage them to contact the San Antonio Police Special Victims Unit.
In the Allen at the Live Desk, some breaking news this morning. We now know Georgia will hold a special election on March 10th to replace former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene following her unexpected resignation. Greene had been a close ally of President Donald Trump, but recently became a vocal critic, a shift that drew national attention. Voters will now decide who finishes the remainder of her term. The district, located northwest of Atlanta, is considered a stronghold for Republicans. Now, political analysts say the race could offer an early look at growing divisions within the MAGA movement. That's the latest from the Live Desk.
Emma, thank you. HEB being sued in connection to a crash that resulted in the deaths of 4 people last year. That is dash cam video from a crash in November near Dalhart. That's in the Texas Panhandle. That video you see there shows a truck slamming into a disabled car. According to the plaintiff's lawyers, that truck was carrying H-E-B merchandise. 4 women died in the crash, and the families are suing for more than $1 million in damages. H-E-B sent us a statement yesterday. It said that the incident involved a third-party vendor driver, not someone who works for H-E-B. But they are cooperating fully with the investigation.
The parents of a Texas A&M student just filed a $1 million lawsuit over her deadly fall from an Austin high-rise apartment building. Gamez Law brought in Tony Busby as the lead attorney representing the 19-year-old's parents. He says the lawsuit was necessary to hold people accountable. The lawsuit alleges 2 college groups, the Austin Blacks Rugby Club and the UT Latin Economics and Business Association, overserved her, a minor, alcohol at a tailgate party before the UT Texas A&M football game. Busby says the Austin Police Department did not do a thorough investigation into Aguilera's 17-story fall from an apartment balcony before declaring it a suicide and not a criminal case. Busby is also challenging the accuracy of APD's timeline.
Okay, so folks living in a high-rise apartment in downtown, basically for seniors, say they are trapped because the building's elevators aren't working. We're talking about the Victoria Plaza apartments there. The folks who live there say the elevators are out, at least one of them is, and then the other one breaks down several times a week. That means the people, the residents, have trouble, who do have trouble walking, and that's a lot of them. Can't get up and down the stairs. They're stranded inside their apartments. Pauline Ramos has lived there for about 2 years. She says the elevators have been broken half the time.
We have several residents here that are blind, that don't have a limb, electric wheelchairs, walker, as myself. When the elevator doesn't work, they can't come out.
She says she has reached out to Opportunity Home, which manages the property, and to District 1 City Councilwoman Sukur for help. She didn't get a call back from either one, so we called both to see if we could get help for them, and we are still waiting on a call back as well. 6:47 right now. Prediction markets are betting the U.S. military will be involved in more international shakeups, and Samsung says it may have to raise prices on its consumer products.
Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, David and Risa. Good morning. Samsung giving this warning about perhaps price increases. Now, the cost of memory chips is going up on demand for AI, and that is creating a shortage of these chips and driving up those prices. The Samsung exec says they're trying not to pass those higher costs on to consumers, but may be forced to do so at some point. Well, prediction market traders ramped up bets that more international shakeups lie ahead. Odds that President Trump will take back the Panama Canal before early 2029 jumped above 35% on the call sheet prediction market from less than 30% late last week. And the likelihood that the U.S. will take control of any part of Greenland rose to 38% yesterday. That was 8% more than the middle of last week. And older workers could use 401k money to buy annuities under a bipartisan bill. Now, the current program significantly limits options as they start to turn accumulated savings into needed income. Those annuities would pay them a certain amount per month that they could use to meet expenses. But financial advisors say it's not always a slam dunk to do this. Workers may actually benefit more from leaving their money in a 401k where it can continue growing. And the Trump administration expected to advise Americans to eat no more than 10 grams of added sugars per meal under new dietary guidelines. The guidelines are expected to urge people to avoid added sugars and highly processed foods, and to keep in place the overall limit of no more than 10% of calories from added sugars for those over 2 years old. The recommendation may also increase the amount of protein that Americans are advised to consume daily and keep in place the current limit on saturated fats. So we expect that official announcement this week. The Dow and S&P 500 closed at record highs yesterday. The Dow did nearly 500 points, closed above 49,000 for the first time, and the Dow's looking higher this morning. We're on Dow 50,000 watch. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, just a little behind the scenes here. As you're reading the story about the nutrition, my friend Marisa here is telling me all the bad things that I eat. So it's like having an angel on your shoulder.
I know. I try. I am not always so good, though.
I fail, yeah.
Well, I was just pointing out that maybe we should reduce As for everyone, all
Yeah.
of us, I need to reduce too. Sugar intake, processed foods intake. It's not just you, David.
They're so yummy though, Jane. You know, sometimes you just like a Coke. A Coke and a smile. I think that's what they said.
Right, you know. Yeah.
I'm with Jane.
Coke is the worst. Have you seen it on a radiator? It cleans all that rust off.
We're
That
down.
magic sugar and
Jane,
caffeine.
we've gone off the rails. The great Jane King live in New York. Jane, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Somebody help me here. The Institute of Texan Cultures, of course, a San Antonio staple, is beginning a new era. This is exclusive video from Sky 4 where the building once stood. They're off 37 at Cesar Chavez Boulevard. That area, of course, now is about to become a new Spurs arena. So where's the Institute going? The Frost Tower. The museum will be opening Thursday, January 29th. The plan is to make the museum modern, interactive, and deeply engaging.
We're seeing red all over San Antonio in honor of National Blood Donor Month. Several buildings around the city are lighting up red, including City Hall. The booths at North Star Mall, Tobin Center, Quarry Market, and Texas A&M San Antonio. South Texas Blood and Tissue encourages other businesses to go red this week. You can help by scheduling a donation with South Texas Blood and Tissue.
Now you're certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette Calle.
Takes less than an hour, save 3 lives every time you do it.
One donation can help to save 3 lives. Weather-wise, so yesterday we hit 83 degrees, which is what I mentioned, and that was 1 degree shy of the record for the day, which was 84. We're still going to be in the 80s today. However, don't think we'll come close to the record for the day, which is 86, and that was last set in 1923. We do have some cloudiness here this morning, this afternoon, or for the rest of the day, it'll be partly to mostly sunny. We're going to see quite the change heading into the weekend, a case of weather whiplash coming our way. Friday, we'll get to the upper 70s near 80, and then notice it gets colder and windy. On Saturday, there's a cold front that will come in late Friday into early Saturday. A couple showers possible here Friday afternoon, and then drier but colder this weekend. Hey, watch for fog. Not so much in San Antonio, but to the south and east, still seeing fog. And it is pretty dense around Pleasanton and Gonzales. Dense fog advisory for our eastern zone until 10 this morning. It's a lot more saturated with calmer winds across the east, and that's where we're seeing the fog. Across the country, well, I want to point out the rain that's now getting into northern parts of Baja California, northwest Mexico, and now into Arizona, southern Arizona. That moisture is coming from that upper level disturbance that is continuing to move off towards the south. It'll be moving eastward, and that's the storm that, while it will miss us to the north, it will bring us a cold front by the end of the week. This afternoon, partly to mostly sunny. Tomorrow morning, we'll have clouds, maybe a shower across the east. And then tomorrow afternoon, I do believe that the cloud cover does linger from the I-35 corridor to the eastern zone. Friday looks pretty cloudy all day. Warm southerly flow will keep things quite toasty through the rest of the work week. And then here comes the cold front. Very little to no rain with the front. In the wake of it, the winds turn around to the north. It gets colder. It gets windy. Do want to mention that there may be some winter weather come Friday in the Panhandle, something to keep in mind if you're going that way. For the weekend ahead, it does look mostly cloudy. So this afternoon, 82, tomorrow 64 to 80, Friday 64 to 78, couple showers possible late, 45 to 59 Saturday, about 40 degrees Sunday morning, 62 in the afternoon. We'll keep it in the 50s and 60s early next week. Slight rain chance again on Monday. Some spots likely to drop into the upper 30s by Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then again Sunday night into Monday morning, maybe below freezing for a bit in parts of the hill country. 30% rain chance Friday afternoon, couple showers or a thunderstorm in the eastern zone.
One more check at the roads for you here. I wanted to give you a live look at the construction closures we've been talking about in the downtown area. This has not been our biggest concern as far as delay. But we do have this going on the upper level of I-35 as you're headed northbound between I-10 and Brooklyn Avenue. Photojournalist David Mendoza joins us now live from RoadCam as well. Looks like things are shaping up much better for you now that you are no longer in the southbound lanes of I-35 over in those construction closures. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joy. Yeah, I made it out of that mess. Right now I'm 35 South and Bamsey. It took me about 30 minutes to make it from Judson Road to Thousand Oaks on 35 South. So if you're north of Judson, it's going to take you even longer than that. And there's still no signs of them opening more lanes. Didn't see any construction crews out there. We're down to one lane in that area. Right now I'm headed downtown. Rest of the traffic on 35, if you're not in the downtown or in the northeast, is looking pretty good. I'll leave you with that. Drive safe. Have a great Wednesday, and back to you.
All right, David, thank you. So just to recap, I-35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard, down to one lane. Downtown northbound lanes of I-35 upper level between I-10 and Brooklyn Avenue. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
Emma Allen at the live desk. We're following some breaking news just in. Warner Brothers Discovery has once again rejected a takeover bid from Paramount and is urging shareholders now to stick with the rival deal from Netflix. Warner's board says Paramount's nearly $78 billion hostile offer is not in the company's best interest. Paramount and Netflix both want two different things. Paramount wants the entire company, while the Netflix proposal is only asking for Warner studio and streaming business, including its legacy TV and movie production arms and platforms like the large one, HBO Max. And that leads us to this morning. The board recommending a $72 billion deal with Netflix involving its streaming and studio business. Now, this is a developing story that came down just moments ago. We'll continue to follow it as it develops. That's the latest from the live desk.
Emma, thank you. A Florida woman who went to pick up a friend at a bar stumbled into an opportunity of a lifetime.
I was waiting for the friend, and out walks Trevor Lawrence. And instead of asking for a picture, I asked to squat him instead.
NFL quarterback Trevor Lawrence was celebrating with teammates after a blowout win in Jacksonville Sunday. That's when he ran into Natasha Lane, a disabled veteran. She squatted the football star 5 times for a personal record and a great story to tell. Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars will face the Buffalo Bills in the first round of the playoffs this Sunday.
So she's a veteran, so I mean, thank you so much for your service. I'm not sure why she goes around squatting people.
I mean, he's a football player, and I'm assuming he's over 200 pounds.
Yeah, like 230. But I mean, who walks up to somebody in a bar and